What I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. Wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers.
This right here is precisely the problem with the black community. The black community has an inherent, stubborn problem. If you tell them the uncomfortable truth about the realities of their behaviors, they will call you a sellout. They will call you an Uncle Tom. They'll call you. Now, if you're someone like a Mike Epps and you say something that's real, hey bro, it ain't cool to go to jail, and it's definitely not cool to celebrate coming out of jail, instead of people applauding him and saying, yeah, that's right, coming out of jail is not cool, what do? They give him backlash. He has the right message, but he's so scared to say it that he has to walk it back and apologize. When he's right, don't celebrate that you're in jail. That's a L. It's not a W. Nigga, you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and make fun of some. I want to cover this other episode, but I couldn't do it. But basically, this is Mike Epps, right? So Mike Epps, guys, for some of you that don't know, pretty famous comedian, right? He got a lot of backlash for saying people shouldn't be celebrated just for coming home from jail. Because you guys know Blueface had just come out of jail not too long ago. And, he got like a big welcome, I guess. So let's go ahead and play this video. We'll do the usual, play it with no interruption, and then we'll kind of get into it.
What I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that. Misunderstood what I said. Wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home. I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way, but I mean well. And I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home. My man Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing. The food stamp thing was misunderstood too. What I was saying is that we need to break the cycle of being on food stamps. There's 3 generations of people that have been on food stamps. Of grandmother, mother, and daughter, that's crazy. We gotta do better. We can't think that we need assistance. I know there's some people out there that need assistance. That's well, fine, and understood. But there's people out there taking advantage of the system that's not good. So just want to apologize if I offended anybody.
All right, let it play one time through. Now let's go ahead and actually give some commentary here. Let's go ahead and play this clip again.
What I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that.
Now, let's be very honest here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead. I don't usually do this, but let me give a warning to anyone in here that's sensitive or black or whatever. I mean, you should know better watching my streams anyway, but I guarantee you got a bunch of new niggas in here that don't know how I deliver messages. So I'm going to give you guys a fair warning right now that if you are offended when people are critical of the black community, you might want to walk away from your TV right now, turn off your YouTube, go watch Tariq Nasheed or some shit like that. I don't know. But if you get offended, you might want to turn off this shit right now, okay? Because what I'm going to say right now is going to be painfully true. It's going to be offensive, and a lot of you are going to get offended. But I'm going to say it anyway. There's your disclaimer, okay? So you got 5 seconds. Come back in like 30 minutes and we'll cover the shooter from Afghanistan, all right? And Dave Rubin getting absolutely owned by Pierce. This right here is precisely the problem with the black community, okay? The black community has an inherent, stubborn problem, okay? If you tell them the uncomfortable truth about the realities of their behaviors, they will call you a sellout. They will call you an Uncle Tom. They'll call you. They will label you as you hate your own skin. You hate your own people, right? And they don't like to be held accountable for anything, right? And not only do they not like to be held accountable for everything, they don't like to be held accountable to the point where they will go ahead and create different sects within the black community to create what I call plausible deniability for niggardry. Okay? The biggest threat to the black community is organized niggardry. Now you might be wondering, Myron, what is organized niggardry? I'll tell you. Organized niggardry is the concept of taking zero accountability for self-inflicted wounds and problems. What do I mean by this? Well, blacks represent somewhere between 13 to 15% of the population. Black men are roughly half of that, about 6%. But they account for damn near half of the violent crimes in America. Contrary to popular belief, the police don't kill black people as much as they say, okay? These are fringe stats that happen very rarely. It's just that they're blown up in the media to stir controversy because there's nothing easier than pushing out culture wars when it comes to views. That divisiveness creates views. And we know who owns the news agencies. But this isn't a talk on the boys. The reality is that when young black men die, the number one killer of young black men are other black men. And this is kind of what it is in general. Most people get killed in a race. Now, not only do we have this lack of accountability, right? So criticism can't come in. They insulate themselves in certain types of ways with this organized niggardry. I'll give you an example. One of the strategies they use, someone like a Tariq Nasheed, who's a by the way, will say something like, you are a tether. What is a tether? A tether is a black person in America who has Caribbean and or African roots and don't have lineage tied to a slave, whatever. In their eyes, they look at it like, you can't criticize us or say anything about us because we built up America through the colonization period alongside the whites. Fair argument. Cool. You've been here for many generations. You feel as though you've earned a certain regard and respect in this country. Fine. I'm not disputing that. But here's the problem. They get angry if a tether or if anyone criticizes them. And to take it a step further, even if you're an FBA and you criticize them, they're still going to come after you. It's like they're adding layers of plausible deniability of accountability. Oh, you're criticizing us, you're white, shut up. Oh, you're criticizing us, you're Asian, shut up. Oh, you're criticizing us, you're Indian, who cares?
Thank you, come again.
You know? So when these criticisms come, these niggas are like a Neo. Dodging all over the place, bro. It's like you're throwing job applications at them. Shit, okay, right? Niggas turn into Mike Tyson all of a sudden. We start throwing the job applications. That's what they do. So no one can criticize them. Now, if you're someone like a Mike Epps and you say something that's real, hey, bro, it ain't cool to go to jail, and it's definitely not cool to celebrate coming out of jail. Instead of people applauding him and saying, yeah, that's right, coming out of jail is not cool, what do? They give him backlash. Oh, who you think you is, cuz? You nigga. The black community is the only community that sits there and says, I did my time, cuz I ain't snitch. I got 30 because I ain't say nothing. What? It's the only group of people that literally pedestalize being a criminal. Mexican niggas too sometimes. But you can roast them and not have to worry about nothing. But these guys, they lose their minds. And this is the problem in the black community. Organized niggardry allows for them to basically continue with almost no accountability. And if you try to give them accountability, they either call you a racist, a tether, you ain't a part of the culture. They use some type of language to deflect responsibility and or make it where you're not an adequate critic. So in other words, you need to be an FBA to criticize us. And then if you do prove that you're an FBA, they still don't care. And they're going to talk shit regardless. So in other words, these niggas never want to be held accountable for anything. And they put many safeguards in place so that you can't hold them accountable. And this is why the black community continues to take L's. They can't take criticism, okay? And let's keep it 1,000. Let's go even further. White people are going to tell y'all shit because they don't want to be called a racist. Asians are going to tell y'all shit because they don't want to be called a racist. No one wants to be canceled and or feel the wrath of being called, are you racist? They don't want to deal with that bullshit. They just shut the hell up and avoid y'all niggas. There's a reason why black fatigue is real. It is real right now. Okay? Because for a very long time, nobody said shit. Now people are annoyed. I've been talking about this shit for years. Let's be honest. It's been like, 4 or 5 years now at this point? Niggas have been trying to cancel me. They hate me more than you guys because I look like them. Even though they say I'm not one of them. But who gives a f? I don't care. So this is where we are. This is the backward society that the black community has created. And it's interesting too, because during the Jim Crow era, when segregation was at its highest, when blacks had the fewest opportunities, guess what? They thrived. So even under the most oppressive era in modern American history, blacks did better. You want to know why? Because the family stuck together. We didn't have fatherless households. We had blacks that stuck together, that had communities, that built up stores, built up an infrastructure, and they did better in the 1960s with harsher conditions. Fast forward to 2025, they have more rights than ever before. They have more access than they've ever had before. They cry about reparations even though they get affirmative action and a bunch of different federal and state benefits that people of other groups cannot get, yet they're still some of the worst performing. I wonder why. I'll tell you why. Because the state isn't your daddy. Nothing can replace a father. I'll take it a step further. You don't want the state to be your father because when they come to pick you up, there's permanent consequences. I'm going to say that again. I always say a good dad keeps a son out of jail. Why? Because when he sees you smoking that reefer, what does he do?
Coco punch!
Hit you with that Mike Tyson so your dumb monkey ass don't do it again. Because it's better that your dad punches you in the face for being a dumbass than the cops doing it. Because when the cops do it, you're going down for a felony. When your dad does it, you just get grounded in your room for a few days. See the difference? Your dad is the first line of defense to keep you from being a scumbag. Because if you get a felony conviction, guess what? Life gets a lot harder for you down the road. It's your father's duty to keep you from that. So though black people have more economic opportunities, they have more education opportunities, they have more social access than ever before, they're still doing worse because the state cannot be your father. And I would argue the state being your father is going to lead to you being in a state even more so. And that's the problem in the black community. Nobody wants to talk about this shit, ever. Ever. They don't want to deal with the real issues. They want to blame the white guy. They want to blame redlining. They want to blame systemic racism. All scams, by the way. Which, by the way, let me go ahead and make this public service announcement right now. Tariq Nasheed, if your ass wants to debate, we could do it any time. I will debunk you on this whole concept of white supremacy. I will debunk you that a lot of your arguments are rooted in a victim mindset. I will argue that there is nothing holding black people back from being successful in 2025. We can debate all that shit because your entire branding is based upon making black people feel like they're victims and that they're owed something when they're not owed shit. I would argue you guys got more than enough at this point. So if you want to go ahead and have a discussion on this, let's do it. You've been talking all this shit. I embarrassed your ass last time because you wouldn't talk about. So we can go ahead and have the debate and shut this down forever. If we're going to go ahead and prove that you FBAs are literally words, foundational black American, more, actually, I call it more along the lines of frequently bitching about anything, because that's what you niggas really do, is just bitch about anything, right? Or in Sir Major's case, frequently buying, nigga was taking FBA money to go buy hookers. That's why he's in jail with the FBI.
FBI, open up!
We can have that debate anytime. Don't suck it. And don't sit there and say, oh, you got to pay me some shit. Nigga, I'm more lit than you in every single way. I'm doing your dumb ass a favor. But I want to end this conversation once and for all so that this FBA thing can die. Because at the end of the day, you guys, all you do is try and take a victim mindset. So let's go do the debate, bro. It'll be respectful. We can have time rounds. We can have a neutral host, right? I know how to debate and not be a asshole. We can have a respectful discussion on it. And we can debate. I think systemic racism no longer exists. I think that there's nothing holding black people back from becoming successful. And I think this whole concept of systemic racism and redlining and all these other bullshit excuses, police brutality, police profiling, it's all a bunch of bullshit to rile black people up, to have something to blame. So let's go ahead and have the discussion. My position, there's nothing stopping minorities from being successful in modern day society. Even things from before that you might argue continue to perpetuate today. So let's have that debate. I'd be happy to absolutely cook you on this topic. Anyway, I digress. But going back to Mike Epps here, he has the right message, but he's so scared to say it that he has to walk it back and apologize when he's right. Don't celebrate that you're in jail. That's an L. It's not a W. Oh, just came home. Nigga, you should be ashamed of yourself. You got a wife, you got kids, you should be ashamed to come back. What? But this is what we prop up in this community.
You know, misunderstood what I said. Wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home.
Here's the problem. That's what you are saying by celebrating it. Like, see how scared he is? So he can't even stand on what he says? Oh, you guys misinterpreting me, blah, blah, blah. Bro, just say it with your chest. Bro, celebrating coming out of jail is for losers, okay? It's for losers, bro.
You know, I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way.
I might have said it the wrong way. Bro, come on, man. This is some ass nigginess right here, bro. And this is another problem with with niggas, bro, right? Organized niggatry. They care more about how you say things versus it being true. These niggas are sensitive, man. You can say 1,000% facts, and they still cry. Bro, you know how many crybaby Wakanda niggas come in my chat? Oh, you racist. You hate your people. You a tether. You a sin nigga. You're not an FBA, blah, blah. Shut the up, man. Shut up. Damn, you niggas are annoying. Like, bro can't even give real life advice because you guys are so bro. Damn. Ridiculous.
But I mean well, and I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home.
This is assness, bro. He had to walk everything back because of backlash from ignorant. No, stand on it 10 toes. Going to prison is not cool. You're stupid. Just like that. Oh, I don't like the way you said it. You, good. Because now that you don't like the way I said it, you're going to remember that I said it. Don't. Well, am I supposed to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, you know what, bro? It's, the Aquarius, it's kind of not a good idea to commit felonies, go to jail, bro. Like, it's not good, It's kind of, I mean, hey, when you come home, we'll have a he came home party for you and everything. You could do your time solid and, come out of G and all that. But, not a good idea. Get the out of here. What's that going to do? That's not going to do shit. You got to look Aquarius in the eye. Hey, dumbass. Stop committing crimes. You're going to go to jail. While in jail, you're not going to be able to go to school, right? Or build upon that. Maybe you could go to school if you're lucky. Who knows? But your opportunity is going to be significantly limited. And if you are able to go to school there, it's not going to be the same. Okay? You're holding yourself back and you put yourself in danger. Stop committing crimes, idiot. You not only hurt yourself, you hurt everybody else in your family. That would go a lot further. Yeah, you might offend him. Oh, like the way you said it. Okay, but you're going to remember that, right? Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal. You want to know why these stupid FBA niggas are always in my comments talking shit? Because I offend them. And then they know when they're sitting in that dark room by themselves, probably dark because they didn't pay their light bill. Let's be honest. Niggas had to get the new Jordans and didn't pay the light bill. So while they're sitting in that dark room and they're scrolling through their YouTube, using Wi-Fi from their neighbor because they didn't pay their internet bill either.
Fatality.
They know what I'm saying is right. When I say shit like, black people have all their priorities up, niggas would rather buy Jordans than keep the lights on. Or when I say, they're stupid, spend their last dollar on weed. Or they put more effort into getting Hennessy than getting education. It burns because I'm telling the truth. So they go in my comments. You hate your race. You a Klan member. You a tether. It burns their soul. That's why I have some of these ass FBAs in my chat talking shit. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't know who the they are, but they definitely know who the I am. Why? Because I say it with my chest. It's memorable. I trigger them. I tell the truth. And they have to sit there and decide, what am I going to do with this truth? Am I going to continue to live in this fallacy of the white man's holding me down? Am I going to keep listening to more Tariq dumbass Sheed? Or am I going to finally take a stand, fill out a job application, stop spending money on Jordans, stop stealing Wi-Fi from my neighbor so I can watch Myron Gaines videos, get my credit score from 400 to 700, and actually grab myself up from my bootstraps and do something about it? What am I going to do? Maybe after a couple of videos of them raging and getting mad and shit like that, they might make a change. Fine. If I got to deal with 100 stupid niggas that say, I don't like the way you said it, but out of that 100, I'm able to save maybe 2, 3 guys that decide being is a bad idea, I did my job. That's a good percentage for me. If I got to trigger 100 you ass right? So that 2 niggas can get saved and change their life, it's worth it. But this bullshit that Mike Epps is doing right now, bro, that ain't helping nobody, bro. That's reinforcing the bad behavior. That's telling guys like, yeah, go to jail, it's whatever. Like, you're not standing on it strong enough. With a message like this, you got to stand on that shit 10 toes, man. You can't cave to these. And this is another reason, yet again, why A-list celebrities are This is why niggas like Kevin Hart can't give their real take on nothing. This is why The Rock is sitting there mute. Don't say shit. Just straight up crickets. You don't want to say nothing.
Nope.
This is why Mike Epps is walking this shit back like a
Fatality.
And honestly, this is why these A-list celebrities don't have any type of relevance no more, bro. Niggas can't keep it real. Niggas got to water down their message. Niggas are scared to offend anybody. That, bro. Who cares? If somebody gets mad that I call him a primate, if the shoe fits, wear it. And in this case, it's probably going to be a Jordan 11. Because he's retarded, bro. You know, we can't save everybody. We just got to take the highest IQ guys, save them. You know what I mean? Bring them into the fray. And that's it. You're never going to please everybody, bro. You're always going to have some niggas that are mad. It is what it is. Anyway.
Oh, man, Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing.
You know what I just realized, guys? Is there any other race out there that is constantly saying free to guys? Y'all ever thought about that? Free Link Pin. Hey, Holmes. Free Jorge. Maybe every now and then, right? You ever see Indian niggas? Hey, free my guy.
Thank you. Come again.
Bro, it's only blacks that be saying that dumb shit, bro. It's literally only niggas. You might catch like 1 Mexican or 2 Mexicans, right? Some stupid ass cholo niggas. But it's really blacks most of the time, bro. That's it's crazy, bro. You ever see the white dudes? Yeah, free Chad, man. Free Chad. They put him in for insider trading. No, bro. Come on, man. Out on camera with Vineyard Vine suit saying, oh, free Chad, man. Out here, bro. That's some nigga shit only, bro. Oh, my God, bro. Holy. You don't see niggas, hey, you know, free the guys. They only killed some Palestinians. Maybe in Israel, but not here, nigga. They're smart. They got a lawyer right away. Mordecai is spending 1 night in jail, bro. Nigga gets put in jail for loan sharking. He's out in 3 hours. Bond posted. Lawyer on the case. They bring that nigga to the precinct. Lawyers meet him there. Looking at the cops like, you guys are late. Oh, shit. We're going to bring him in for no, you're not. No, you're not. He's not going to be talking to you, okay? Them lawyers don't play, bro. Niggas are at the precinct before the client even gets there. They sit that nigga down, lawyers in there. 2 detectives walk in. Hi, I'm Detective Sullivan. No, that won't be necessary. He won't be talking to you. Well, can we read his right? No, he's not talking to you. Mordecai just sitting there. We already have a bail bondsman on the way. It's his Uncle Sheree. How much is it again? 10,000. Okay, it's paid. Wait, what? Yeah, we already paid it. Nigga, what? I just got here. Detective all pissed off. You know how they have those like interview rooms or whatever? Like where you can see the glass? Okay, just give us a second. Nigga walks into the fucking other room with the other detective. Told you not to arrest this guy, you idiot.
Falcon punch.
Lawyers in the other room, you know, just tapping his foot, just like this. He's looking at the glass thing with the detectives. Detective cylinder. Nigga thought he was gonna get him for insider trading. Nope. You know, nigga gone. Post bond that minute. He's out of there. Right? So you ain't never gonna hear this nigga say, "Oh, free the guy Ezra." No, bro. Out of here, man. It's only blacks that say that dumb shit.